In March 2026, textbooks call the spleen a filter no one knows. Inside your body, it's hiding secret roles in plain sight. You're stashing about 1/3 of your platelets, immune HQ, iron recycling, and marrow already replaced one factory role. Turns out these 6 weird facts beat the textbook label cold. Nobody told you, and here are 6 things. Number 1, emergency stash. Teaching texts describe the splenic platelet pool is on the order of 1/3 of your total body platelets. The exact fraction shifts depending on how you measure it. That truly slow microcirculation through the red pulp, the cords of Billroth, and the sinusoids lets platelets linger briefly instead of racing past. When sympathetic nerves light up and catecholamines surge, smooth muscle in the capsule contracts. Trabeculae join the squeeze so the organ can act like a sponge and shove sequestered platelets and red blood cells back into the pipeline. Ancient and modern physiology both love this point. Splenic contraction under stress or fight or flight is a classic mammal move. After splenectomy, circulating platelet counts often climb because that warehouse is gone. So the spleen is sometimes called a blood reservoir organ for a reason. When stress runs high, your spleen can literally squeeze extra supplies into your pipes. Number 2, immune headquarters. The white pulp is organized lymphoid architecture. Periarterioles are lymphoid sheaths, follicles, germinal centers. But here's the thing, blood percolates through zones thick with T cells, B cells, dendritic cells, and macrophages. Antigens get captured, lymphocytes activate, and you get proliferation, antibodies, and memory in circulation, and the spleen is the largest secondary lymphoid filter for blood. Your lymph nodes police lymph. Your spleen polices the bloodstream. Germinal centers in the spleen are where B cells do affinity maturation, part of upgrading antibody quality. Lose the spleen and you lean harder on other lymphoid tissue, but not every job is fully redundant. Public health teaching hammers vaccination schedules for asplenic and hyposplenic patients, pneumococcal, meningococcal, Haemophilus. Overwhelming post-splenectomy infection is the grim syllabus entry that reminds you this organ was load-bearing. Number 3, capsule defense. Certain bacteria wear a polysaccharide capsule that gums up complement and makes them slippery customers. That's exactly why capsule defense sits at number 3 here. Streptococcus pneumonia, Haemophilus influenzae type B, Neisseria meningitidis, the encapsulated crew your textbooks love to name. Opsonization tags them, splenic macrophages, especially in rapid vascular beds, clear the coated bugs and defective red cells alike. That is not trivia. Overwhelming post-splenectomy infection is rare in the general population, but when it hits asplenic patients, it is high mortality, and the risk elevation over baseline is taught as substantially higher. Orders of magnitude in published clinical reviews. Exact numbers vary by era, vaccines, and region. It can show up years after splenectomy, not only on the surgery calendar. Lifelong altered risk is the real lesson, which is why prophylactic strategies and vaccines are standard, not optional. Fever and rapid deterioration in someone without a spleen is an emergency until proven otherwise. You are not losing a passive sieve, you are losing a bouncer that knew the sketchy regulars by name. Number 4, iron recycling. Here's where the twist lands. Old red blood cells do not vanish into the ether. Macrophages in the spleen and the liver eat senescent RBCs, run heme through the heme oxygenase pathway, export iron via ferroportin, and hand it to transferrin for delivery back to the marrow so you can build new hemoglobin. Steady state teaching often cites on the order of about 1% red cell turnover per day as a back-of-the-envelope figure. This is where it gets interesting, and in severe hemolysis, those macrophages can work overtime and contribute to splenomegaly and hemolytic crises. Calling it only a filter undersells that it is also a recycling plant run by ravenous macrophages. If you're finding this interesting, consider subscribing because I drop videos like this regularly anyway. Back to it. Number 5, fetal factory. Before and shortly after birth, your spleen helps actively produce blood cells. Hematopoietic niches in the fetal spleen support lineage development in specific gestational windows. The classic teaching timeline is yolk sac, then liver and spleen, then marrow taking the lead as the main factory, universal and normal development. Timing and degree live in embryology lectures, not in your daily awareness. In healthy adults, the marrow runs the show and splenic blood making is minimal. In myelofibrosis and related disorders, the spleen can reactivate that factory duty, extramedullary hematopoiesis, which we unpack in the finale. Your spleen had a different job description in utero than it does now, which is weird full circle energy. Quick reminder, if you're enjoying this, subscribing helps the channel. And now, where were we? Number 6, backup marrow.
When talking about the anatomy of spleen, we will start off talking about the capsule. So here we see the capsule, the trabecula,